Gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to Debate Crypto in a world where hopium collides with common sense. Starring your hosts, it's your boy, Crypto Keeper, that's me, and the one and only blockchain crusader. How are you doing, Miguel?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Thank you. What do we have scheduled for the podium today, my brother?
We got FTX is flexing with forming a pack, right? We got the truth about Shib, right? Shiba is pumping. We're gonna figure out why. And finally, we have Compound with another exploit of $160 million just a few days after his previous exploit. So we're gonna be diving into those details of what is going on there.
Man, it is getting bad out there. Yeah, put
Yeah.
on your bibs, guys, because it's starting to get nasty. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So yeah, Miguel, kick it off, man. Am I actually doing the screen sharing today as I
You're
as
the
I always
screen
do?
sharing master, bro.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I think we're gonna save the Shiba for last. We're gonna talk about that one last. So we are going to start off with let's talk about let's talk about the compound. Let's talk about compound here. Let me share my
Yeah,
screen
just
now.
bring
Okay,
it up to the screen.
let me. Sorry about this, guys. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Let me do a little zoom. Sorry, guys, I
Yep.
wasn't totally ready there. Okay, hopefully, can you see that well, Miguel?
Yeah, that is
All
good.
right. $160 million at risk due to bug in DeFi lending protocol Compound. The exploit is the second in just a few days. A week ago, Compound founder Robert Leshner called a bug in his lending's protocol smart contract a moral dilemma. Perhaps for some, but for others, today the smart contracts became a vending machine full of free cash. Today, someone exploited a bug in Compound's controller contract, which is part of the protocol that distributes yield farming rewards to users. By calling Compound's drip function, they transferred $68 million or 202,472 compound from Compound's reservoir to its comptroller. Since Bantag, a core developer at Yearn.finance, tweeted about the exploit earlier this afternoon, four major transactions have drained the comptroller pool of 64,997 comp or $21.4 million. One of those transactions withdrew 37,504 comp or 12.3 million. Bantag said that only addresses with the buggy state can drain and that there are five addresses that could claim $45 million emptying the comptroller. Miguel, you've looked into this a little further. What do you think, man? What's up?
Man, see, these are the kind of things that happen, right? Especially inside of a bull market, we have tons of money going on, and these protocols sometimes are not foolproof, right? They don't have all the backing that they need when it comes to the code to be solid, and things get pushed out quickly, to sustain the amount of volume, so on, and then you get issues like this happen where you find an exploit. It's another way of it's another reminder to people out there that everything has risk, right? Even Compound, right? Compound is a super solid project. It's been around for a while now, been holding a lot of money. But look what's happened in the last week. Has been hit twice with an exploit. So wherever you put your money, that you're not holding it. If it's not your keys, not your coins. This is a perfect example of that, right? Of another exploit where you need to be aware of the risk you're taking when another platform is having custody over your coins.
Yeah, Miguel, this is a tough one for me. You and I were talking about this the other night, talking about some of the things that we are teaching in the Debate Crypto Academy or will be teaching in the Academy, and some of the things that ultimately make a whole lot of sense as it relates to crypto, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of different protocols that we can take advantage of and can work really well, right? The problem therein is that these protocols aren't foolproof. But that's just like anything else in this world that we live in. We live in a digital world, and this digital world has bugs. It has things that ultimately just don't always work right. And so, what I'm
Yes.
looking forward to is a lot of these big DeFi protocols partnering with someone that has some sort of an insurance feature that is going to protect people's money a little bit better. Some of the large institutions, some of the large exchanges like Coinbase, for example, if the error comes on their end, like their last little hack, right, that happened a few
Yeah.
months ago, they are paying that back, right? Part of the issue with something like Compound is, though it is DeFi, though it is decentralized, there are obviously still central points of failure. And so because there's central points of failure, the security protocol needs to be on point. And so though there is always going to be a hacker waiting out there to exploit something that's able to be taken advantage of, I just think we really need to be in what's the word I'm looking for? We need to really have a look and a view on what are we doing with our assets? Where are we putting them? What are the risks? And this all falls and filters over into educating ourselves, because too many people jump in with the idea that they're about to make life-changing money overnight. They toss money into something they don't understand, not something just like Compound, but I'm just using as an example, something they don't understand. And then when things don't go the way that they thought it was supposed to go, they want to point the finger everywhere else. And so, yeah, I really encourage people, do your research. That's not the only time you're going to hear that from me either.
Yeah,
Miguel?
100% right. And I don't want to scare people away from DeFi or any lending platform, right? We could possibly see them coming out later and saying, hey, like, we will refund people's money. Because at the end of the day, this is making lots of money in the first place, right? So they definitely have the funds to pay people back, even if they have to take a small hit, because their reputation is on the line, right? Their reputation is taking a hit. Their customers are losing money, and they're definitely going to be like, okay, we can take X amount of money, pay it back to our people so they can reestablish their money, reestablish confidence with us. It's not the first time it's going to happen, not just to Compound, but to any protocol. And like you said, any program has bugs in it. Nothing is 100%. So don't be afraid of lending platforms and DeFi. This is just something that happens, and they definitely have ways to, regain confidence by giving people their money back. It's just something to be aware of, something to keep in the back of your mind when you're jumping on these things, right? They're like today, right? Today on TikTok Live, I'm not gonna say any name or anything, but I was giving some information about some platform that was giving out 7,000% interest, right? Guy was like, it's super legit, right? It's super legit.
7,000%.
7,000%, right? It's super legit. I haven't done my research on it. He gave me the name of the protocol. I'll look it up. But this is the kind of things that if you're giving so much percentage, I'm sure there's a lot of risk attached to that. And those are the kind of things you got to be careful, because if protocols like Compound and so on that are giving you a way less, right? They're way more secure or giving you less interest, can get hacked and targeted. Imagine something that's giving you 7,000%.
Yeah. No way. I mean, literally, we don't even have to look into it, Miguel. I can tell you right now that something that's telling me they have 7,000% returns might as well be telling me, hey, send me 1 Bitcoin and I'll send you back 2, right? That is literally the oldest trick in the book as it relates to crypto, and 7,000% is the same idea. I will tell you, Miguel, the one thing that I read in this article, I scrolled down a little bit, and it says the drip issue has been known to Compound and the security researchers for a few days now, Bantag told Decrypt. But since there was no mitigation, it was decided to keep it under wraps, hoping nobody would notice until a patch is out.
Well, of course. That's very, like, as a software engineer, that's very.
You're going to tell me that's common. You're going to tell me that's common, right?
Yeah, it's common, right? You find a bug in your own product, you're like, oh crap, but you don't have a solution in the moment, right? So you're like, shh.
But Miguel,
don't say anything.
But Miguel, we're not talking about a video game here. We're talking about people's livelihoods. We're talking about people's futures.
But they'll pay it back.
About people. You think they're going to pay it back?
Yes, I think so. 100%.
Really?
Their reputation's on the line. I think they're going to take a hit and just pay it back out of their own pocket. They have to. If not, the confidence will never be there from the clients. They're going to lose more money than what 160 million will cost them to give it, to pay up, right? Same thing that Coinbase is doing, right? Why is Coinbase so willing to give back money, even if it's not their fault, just for the confidence, just for the reputation of like, don't worry, you'll be taken care of if something were to happen on our end. Right. It's the same exact thing. As a software engineer, these kind of things happen. You find a bug, you don't have a solution to it. You're just hoping and praying that a hacker doesn't come around and find it before you do. Because if you start talking about it, and you make it public, you know hackers are going to come and get it, right? It's not going to be like, whoa, we talked about it before a hacker came, and that's it. That automatically makes the hackers go away and lose interest. Right. So,
yeah. No, I'm with you. I just think it's I think it's scary, man. I do. It's again, when we were talking about it the other day, it's one of the things that is really unfortunate about anything as it relates to taking control of your own finances, right? It's one of the scary things that's out there that, yeah, like you've got a lot of opportunity to make a ton of money, but there still is risk. So guys, we're not trying to scare you. What we're trying to say is know what the risks are and try to do everything you can to mitigate risk. And then you can weigh out whether this makes sense for you or not. So
yeah, 100%. You have the next article pulled up?
Yeah. Yep. Let's click over to the next article here. FTX deflects political muscle in DC with crypto Pac, say sources. FTX denies. Sources say FTX, led by Biden supporter Sam Bankman-Fried, is set to launch a Pac that would dwarf other such efforts by the crypto industry. A PAC, by the way, guys, is a political action committee. Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. It actually
it's right there.
Cryptocurrency giant FTX is planning to advocate for crypto interests in Washington, D.C. with the launch of a political action committee, or PAC, according to two sources familiar with the matter. After this story was published, a spokesperson for the company said FTX has no plans to establish a PAC or super PAC, nor are we looking to hire any director for one. A PAC is a corporate vehicle which can donate up to $5,000 to any political candidate and, in the case of so-called super PACs, can spend unlimited money advocating on issues like taxes, the environment, or crypto policy. The founder of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, is reported to be worth at least $10 billion. So the influence of any PAC that he launches would likely be significant. Miguel, kick this off. What are your thoughts when you read this?
So my thoughts are, whether they do a PAC or not, right? Because they're saying that the representative is saying that, wait a minute, we're not actually doing anything, yada, yada, right? It's still, the thought is there, right? Somebody is going to come up with a PAC. Somebody is going to say, wait a minute, how can I make this work, right? And a PAC, whether it's a super PAC or whatever, it's going to be huge when it comes to crypto, right? It's going to change the way crypto's regulations are going, and they can definitely influence things to be in better terms for crypto, right? We know Texas is heavily invested into crypto. We know a few other states and senators are also very pro Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So it's only a matter of time. If FTX doesn't do it, someone will. And they're going to create a PAC, and they're going to start pushing for favorable regulation for cryptocurrencies, and it's going to be a big game changer.
Yeah, this goes on to say if FTX does launch a PAC, it would not be Bankman-Fried's first foray into politics. The 28-year-old was one of President Biden's biggest donors, and in a March interview with Vox, described how his worldview is shaped by data and math, including using money for optimal political outlooks or outcomes.
Oh,
guys, let me read this again. He described how his worldview is shaped by data and math, including using money for optimal political outcomes. Guys, I literally don't need to read any more of the article, right? And obviously I'm going to, but what I'm getting at is that money does rule the world, and there is no getting around that, right? That is just a fact. The sad thing is that people allow money to change what they would otherwise do differently. And so there's so much influence as it relates to money where it's like, okay, well, if I'm paying you this, then you are basically going to do this, this, and this. And at some point, when that dollar amount gets large enough, you become a puppet. And you become somebody that someone has their hand up your shirt behind your back, and you start talking when they tell you to talk. You say what they tell you to say. You walk where they tell you to walk. You do what they tell you to do. And it's a sad state of affairs. This says, after maintaining a low profile during FTX's rise, Bankman-Fried has recently put himself and his company in the media spotlight. This includes a series of sponsorship deals that have put FTX logos on the Miami Heat basketball arena and every umpire in Major League Baseball. Listen, FTX is the biggest thing out there as it relates to crypto exchanges right now, right? They are rocking and rolling, right? You think crypto.com is doing big things? FTX is doing big things, right? And so if he wants to put like a ton of resources behind a pack, then you have to believe that there is a method to this madness. There is a reason for this. And it scares me. I don't care if who he's backing. It scares me that someone with that kind of money could influence our political system so much that he possibly might as well be the one in the background calling the shots. Thoughts, Miguel?
But dude, this happens every day already. This
I
is
know it does.
already happening. It's been happening, and it's not something new. It's been happening for decades, right?
Yep.
Forever, in under all kinds of sectors. We have tons of lobbyists. We have tons of super PACs pushing a bunch of money, making sure that they get favorable regulations and get favors whenever they call up and say, "Hey, remember all that money I gave you? It's time to cash in. Make this happen for me," right? This is happening all the time, and that's exactly what he's stating: using money for optimal outcomes, right? So he knows he's just playing the game. He's like, hey, I need to use money to make things favorable for my business and favorable for the crypto community in general. And if I have to do it, I will, because if he doesn't do it, someone will. So
You're
might
right.
as well be someone that has at least for now that we know of has what's the word, has the best of interest of crypto in mind, versus someone with not the best interest in crypto starts forming these things. And at the end of the day, all politicians have a number. They're all for sale, right? So they will get bought out by someone, whether it's pro Bitcoin or anti Bitcoin or whatever it is. They're going to get bought by someone. So might as well get bought by someone that is pro Bitcoin and has the best interest of crypto in general than someone that wants to, endanger the whole system.
So I'm totally with you. But I do want to play devil's advocate a little bit. That works to our advantage. So right now we're saying, oh, good, right? But the moment that that's not the tune that he's singing and that's not what he's supporting, I think all of a sudden, maybe we start looking at it different, because now it doesn't fit our agenda. And the scary thing here for me is that no matter who you are, if things fit your agenda, you're happy with it, right? I mean, you wouldn't be a human being if you didn't think that way, right? But I think the scary thing is just how much, exactly what you said, Miguel, just how much it actually already does happen. And it does. I know it does, right? And so, I mean, think about it. If you've got a buddy that didn't give you, any help through school, never was there for you, never had anything to do with you, right? And then one day he pops up out of nowhere. It's like, hey, can I get some help with this? What are you going to be likely to do versus the person that's always been there for you, the person that if you ever needed anything, he or she was there for you? It's the same type of idea. It's like, hey, just a reminder, and this doesn't even need to be said, I donated $5.2 million to your campaign. I was part of the reason that this, and this were able to happen. And so, yes, the political system does operate in that manner, but it's part of the reason why we have so much unnecessary misinformation out there today as it relates to, and I'm not going to get into this, but as it relates into our medical system, the way that it sits currently.
It's a lot of BS. It's very dirty. But what are you going to win with the high road, right? What are you going to say? Okay, the crypto community is not going to create. You didn't have to take the article away. We could bring it back up if you wanted to keep reading.
No, I was going
to say was, what are you going to do with taking the high road on this, right? Oh, the crypto community is going to back away from doing any type of PAC or super PAC or lobbyist because, we have moral high ground. What are they going to do? The opposite side is going to manipulate it their way, however way they want to anyway. Every other sector in Congress and in private sectors are manipulated through lobbyists for their benefit. So what are we going to get, right? Are we going to fix the system right now? No, right? This is the system we got, and this is what we got to work with.
The question, though, Miguel, is he trying to help crypto, or is he trying to just position himself into a place of power where he can make some decisions, right? Now, listen, I don't know him from anywhere. So I
completely agree.
But I do believe that people get drunk with power sometimes.
Yep.
And if he sees an opportunity where, hey, I've got more money than I even know what to do with. I'll toss some money in here and I can start making some decisions, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's just a reality. So
It's true, right? It can be used either way. He could be positioning himself, and it's going to benefit him a ton, right? But it's going to benefit us as a crypto community in general as well.
yeah,
So
we
we got
hope
to
so.
take a dub where we can, especially
Yeah.
with the political landscape and regulation system for crypto in general. How things are just so out of whack. Nobody knows what's going on. Money's being
Mm,
printed left and right.
yeah.
So if we can get a dub somewhere that can help Bitcoin and crypto go more mainstream
Yeah.
and get these political guys that are completely against it just for the simple fact that they're bought out by the legacy system.
Right.
We got to take we got to take a step forward wherever we can.
Yeah. No, I am with you on that. Moving on to the last article. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. I know all of you are here just to listen about Shiba. So here we go. Anonymous whale buys 276 billion with a B, Shib, which is Shiba, after grabbing 6 trillion coins on Thursday. Got a nice little picture of the little Shiba Inu. International Business Times has reported that a whale first bought 6 trillion Shib tokens on Thursday and added 276 billion Shiba Inu today. Other whales are taking large interest in this meme coin as well. Whale grab.
Can you scroll down? You're not showing the words or
On
the
it.
article for whatever reason. It's just showing the picture.
That's weird. I am on it. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's lagging or what. I can kind of mess with it a little bit. Did that help?
Nope, it's still just showing the picture and the title of the article.
Let me go back here. I can switch. I can go. You want it here? Here? Is that working?
There you go. That's working.
Okay. So, according to the article, after purchasing a mind-blowing 6 trillion SHIB on Thursday for $43,838,916, an anonymous crypto whale closed another trade earlier today, buying 3 more lumps of this Dogecoin rival meme currency, 116 billion, 159 billion, and finally another billion SHIB. The person conducted the 3 transactions within just a few hours between each of them on Saturday. The total amount of SHIB bought today constitutes 276 billion, added to the 6 trillion SHIB bought on Thursday by the same exact person. And then it goes on to talk about the exact transaction there. The authors believe that the Thursday purchased SHIB over 7% up and gave the coin momentum of 4.39% after today's purchases as well. However, the whale's address holds 0 SHIB according to Whale Stats Now. At the time of writing this, the meme cryptocurrency is still sitting at, and then it has the number. Miguel, thoughts on this just from the outside looking in, talking about Shib. We'll get into what I think, but what do you think? What do you think?
So first red flag, if you have one whale owning that much of one token, that's a huge red flag. I would love to see the percentage of how much he owns of the total supply of Shib, right? We saw what happened when Vitalik Buterin was owner of a huge percentage and he dumped it, right? He donated or whatever, the price crashed, right? So that is a huge red flag. It's a meme coin, guys. This hopes of it going to a penny and you becoming a millionaire is like buying a lottery ticket. Yes, you might strike gold and it might make you life-changing money, just like the Doge millionaire that we had right earlier this year. But that is just gambling. That is just just 1 in a million kind of scenario. It is not investing. If you understand that it's gambling, if you understand that you're just going to the casino, picking a number on the roulette table and you're hoping that you hit and you 30x or whatever your money, then awesome.
Right.
But do not take this as a smart investment. Do not take Shib as this is going to be my long-term hold, like the Dogecoin millionaire. He's not a millionaire no more.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's regretting that now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't got much more to say that I can keep friendly on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, it goes on a little bit further and it says crypto whales have grown interested in the Dogecoin rival and laid their hands on massive sums of SHIB earlier this year in late June when the coin was added by the eToro platform. Here's what I want to say, guys. Okay. So Shiba is a meme coin. It is what I consider to be a pump coin. Okay. I've talked about this a little bit before, but I want to talk about it again. The reason that people are interested in some of these coins is very simple. It has what's called price bias. And price bias says that when someone looks at the initial price, they see that it's so low that they can buy a massive number of tokens. Their mind then converts that and says, if it could only go to a penny, if it could only go to $1, right? It's a very easy calculation to make. And it comes up with a massive, massive number when that happens. Well, guess what? That's not on accident, right? These coins don't have utility where we need a quadrillion, available, right? No. What it does is it keeps that price so low that it becomes attractive to new investors. My problem is these new investors don't know what they're doing. So there's a good and a bad. The good side of this is it gives opportunity for investors to come into the space that otherwise might not. And I'll tell you another good part. When and if they get wrecked, some of the best lessons that I've learned has been from getting beat, right? From having a loss. Someone said it earlier in the TikTok live stream. They said, you learn the best lessons by actually having something negative impact your portfolio. So while I'm not wishing that on anyone, I want people to be able to understand that, hey, exactly like Miguel said, if you understand what it is you're buying, if you understand that this asset has no use case, if you understand that this is going to be promoted and pushed for one thing and one thing only, and that's to increase the price, and you're okay with that, then fine. I hope everybody makes money. I just know that the speed and rate at which they go upward pales in comparison to the rate at which they go downward. And so I just want to be clear about the fact that it's still the same hardware wallet, right? We still have the special Shiba hardware wallet. I keep it under my desk and I need to share it again with you guys, okay? This is the special Shiba Inu hardware wallet. What you do is you take your Shiba, and you deposit it into the trash because that's what I believe that it is, right?
Yeah, that's
No
what you're
hate,
doing with your money when you
no hate.
invest in sheep. You're just throwing
Yeah.
it away.
Yeah, no hate. Again, I would love it to hear some stories about people making insane gains. I love it. But if you come into the market and say, hey, I'm going to buy Shiba and because it's going to be a long-term hold, which guys, that might sound crazy to you. I have people ask me all the time when we do one-on-ones, when we are in debatecrypto.academy, we have people ask these questions. And if there's nothing wrong with asking the question, there's no such thing as a dumb question. But we have to be able to educate you and tell you, hey, look, this is what you're buying. This is not a long-term hold. The majority of crypto assets are not a long-term hold, as it were. So this is definitely not a long-term hold. Can you make short-term gains? Absolutely. Can you short-term get wrecked? Absolutely. Know what you're buying, educate yourselves, and understand that, hey, it is a meme coin. It is intended to pump and nothing else.
Yeah, it's just a lottery ticket. Just a lottery ticket, right? Just how you try to buy a lottery ticket, right? The Mega Millions are like 400 or something, or 600 million, and everybody's trying to buy one. I don't know if somebody's won it yet or not, and somebody might win it, and
Yeah.
and they're gonna make life-changing money.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that person goes out there and starts saying, "Whoa, look at the Mega Million! It changed my life. Everybody should be investing in this. This is the
Yeah.
best long-term investment you can make." Right? It's not going to make you money right now because
Yep.
things are difficult. But when you get there, you're going to get the pump. Right?
I had one of my employees today. It's funny that you mentioned that massive lottery. I had one of my employees today say, hey, I just bought a ticket and I just want to let you know, boss, in advance that if this hits tonight, I won't be at work tomorrow or actually ever again. And I was like, what are you even talking about? And because I don't play the lottery, right? My investments are my future, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it because I understand the idea. It's this dream of what would you do with this kind of money? What would you do if you got this, right? And I just made it very clear to him. I said, listen, I've been very good to you, right? So at least bring 1 million my way if you get 400 million. Can we agree on that, right? And so the funny thing is, I obviously was just joking around back and forth, whatever. He wasn't joking about not coming to work tomorrow.
I mean, I'm sure nobody
obviously.
is.
But the funny thing is that even in that, I got sucked into the conversation, and my thought process was like, yeah, I mean, you need to toss me, 1 million. And so the idea with these meme coins, the idea with these pump coins are the same type of idea. So that's what we're getting at. They are selling you a dream.
Yeah.
And the dream is for the most part, for almost everybody, not a reality. It is dangerous, and understand what it is that you are investing in. Miguel, do we have some questions in the chat that we could jump on here before we get
I don't know if we have some questions, but we definitely have some good comments, right? Rob Seeger, yeah, there is a dumb question. It's the one you don't ask. 100%, right? The only person that doesn't get better at investing or better in educating themselves are the people too afraid to ask the question, right? Yep. No matter how dumb the question is, the person that asked the dumb question, they got just a little bit more knowledge every single day.
You couldn't be more right. The couple comments down, right? James says, oh, by the way, James and Rob, both members of debatecrypto.academy, guys. First of all, if you're in the chat right now, exit out of the live chat, smash the likes. If you're not subscribed, please fix that, right? Smash the subscribe button. And if you're looking for more education, if you're looking to help yourself set up a game plan for this upcoming bear market, debatecrypto.academy. We have private seminars happening every single week to our all-in holders. We would love to see you there. But let me finish by saying, James says only the exchanges are making money on the memes with their fees. Check it out. This is such a true statement.
Yes.
The reason that Coinbase listed Shiba, it's not because it's been vetted as some great holier than thou project that gets blessed ominous dominus on Coinbase, right? VeChain's not even on Coinbase, I don't think, right? And that's a massive project. That is a massively successful project, and it is legit, right? The reason, let's call a spade. Coinbase, these other exchanges, they're businesses, right? What happens when you have tokens that have billions and trillions, and you're dealing with people that don't generally, as a rule, for the most part, understand what it is they're buying and selling? Well, they're buying, they're selling, they're buying, they're selling, they're getting scared, they're not scared, they're pumped up, they're down, they're sideways, whatever. They're making all of these transactions, and there's transaction fees on every single thing they do, right? So that is so important. With that, James says, can you repeat what you had said about stable coins earlier, Miguel? What'd you say about stable coins?
I don't remember. It might have been something along the lines of at the end of the bull market, a safe strategy is to basically convert it to stable coin, then put that stable coin into a lending platform where you're gaining interest on it, 8 to 12% easy, and you're not dealing with market volatility. So you're making passive income for the foreseeable future, and your assets not depreciating throughout the bear market. It could be that. It could be something else. I'm not 100% sure.
Guys, we really appreciate it.
We got another question here. Squat,
okay.
Squat says, do you think quant is a safe investment?
Well, here's what I'll say, Scott. I think you need to, this is part of where education comes in. Do you think that quant is going to run through and be okay through this entire bear market? Now, I'm not going to say yes or no, but what I'm going to say is look back at 2017. I said this on Around the Blockchain today. Look back at 2017. Look at the top 20. Tell me what you don't see this year versus 2017. A whole lot of freaking assets, right? And so there are a lot of projects that will literally blow your mind, but they just disappear. So just be careful. That's what I want to say. Do I think that of quant? Honestly, no, I don't. But I didn't.
But we don't know.
I didn't think Tron was going anywhere. I thought EOS was like absolutely going to continue to rip and be a top tier project and all of these things. Guys, you just don't know because it is a speculative market. This is 100% venture capital for the most part. You are angel investing with a lot of these newer projects. Just because an influencer has told you that something is absolutely just gonna rip for a certain amount of time or years or whatever, listen, guys, this is where you got to do your research. Miguel, I'm sure you agree with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree, right? Quant has been ripping, has been doing great for the people that got in, right? A lot of people made a lot of money with EOS, and EOS had a lot of fundamentals. Quant's got quite a bit of fundamentals as well, right?
Yep.
But we don't know if it will survive a bear market. Just like we didn't foresee EOS dying in the bear market, nobody can foresee if Quant will die in the bear market. Only time in the market will tell, right?
Yeah.
Hindsight will tell you, damn, this project didn't die out. So I'm not gonna say yes or no, but in the short term, you could be making money with Quant. Long term into the bear market, is it a hold? For me, I would probably say no, not for me, not financial advice, right? But it's just a coin that is not proving itself long term in the markets for me to say, yeah, I'm definitely going to be holding Quant all the way down. I'm going to be keeping my eye on Quant in the bear market, seeing if their developers continue making progress, see if they continue becoming a beast in the space, and then if they are, and the bear market is coming close to an end, I'm going to start dollar cost averaging and packing my bags if it's still around.
Rob said Shiba and VeChain are trading at around the same price right now. They're not trading anywhere near the same quote price, but what they're trading at about is a similar market cap, which maybe is what you meant, Rob. But that looks completely different for the actual price of the asset. James, I think we're going to answer your question last here. You don't see regulation affecting stablecoins.
Yes, it will.
Go ahead, Miguel. Hit it.
They will affect the regulations. Stablecoins will be affected by regulations, but there's not only centralized stablecoins. There's also decentralized stablecoins, right? So we could definitely be seeing a focus to be pushed onto these decentralized, like DAI, and there's a few other ones that I don't know off the top of my head right now, to jump on those stable coins that are decentralized and then use them on the lending platforms, right? There's going to be lending platforms that will probably take away the decentralized or the centralized stable coins in total, depending on the regulation that comes out. We don't know, but we also have decentralized lending platforms where you can put these decentralized stable coins. So there are plenty of options in crypto if you know what you're doing, and if you're educated and you know what a centralized versus decentralized, what platform to use for certain objectives.
Yeah. So as it relates to stablecoins, the talk that was being had that stablecoins are a security is absolutely crazy. Okay. So on that front, no way. Doesn't pass the Howey test unless they come up with a new test in 2021 for what makes something a security. No, you don't buy a stable coin with the expectation of profit. You might be able to take a stable coin and stake it somewhere with the expectation of profit, but that's not the same thing, right? And so what I do want to say is stable coins are something that are actually going to be one of the most beneficial, crucial parts of, and currently are one of the most crucial parts of the crypto space, right?
Yes.
Towards the very top of every crypto market is always going to be stable coins. And that the reason for that is because that's essentially people's money on the sidelines. That's people's little savings account that's sitting there. That is people's actual trading liquidity for the platforms, right? So that's always going to be there. They're always going to be crucial. But what I think stable coins are important for is a proof of concept for the US digital dollar. And I tell you this now, mark my words, this is already
that's the problem. That's the problem.
They could probably already roll it out right now, but I think that they are trying to position themselves to be able to be able to give the utility that they want to maybe pull us out of this terrible, terrible financial situation we're in right now. And I think that is a little bit scary, because if they're going to manipulate, right, like the government does a lot, if they're going to manipulate something that people don't truly understand, because when I had to explain what a stable coin was to my mom, right? My mom's a smart woman, right? She understood it, but I really had to explain it. And it like, guys, when I first learned what a stable coin was, I was like, well, I mean, what the heck? Like, why would anybody? But until you get further and further into crypto, just like we always talk about, get educated until you get further into crypto. You can't, you just can't know everything, and you can't have that game plan that ultimately is going to be a winner. like you would have with debatecrypto.academy. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I agree with what James is saying, right? He says, I just want to park profits in stable coins as I prep to buy up in the lows in the bear market. 100%. Another utility that the stable coin has is we're understanding, right? Like just like you had problems with Chase trying to get your money out of your bank account now, right? Don't wait to the next bear market for your capital, right? If you have capital that you're willing to invest, if you've calculated your budgets, you've educated yourself and said, okay, this is my game plan, right? You've come up with a game plan. I'm going to invest X amount of money because this X amount of money is disposable income that I have after I've paid all my bills, after I've done everything, after I made sure I have a fund for a rainy day.
After I have calculated my taxes, make sure we're clear on that. That is a taxable event when it happens. Continue, Miguel.
Oh no, I'm saying like I'm just talking about your cash that's sitting in your bank account, right? Like after you've budgeted your cash of this goes for bills, this goes for my my savings rainy fund emergency, right? And then this is all investing money. Start putting that money into stable coins, right? That way, if later in the future we're having more problems with more banks having on-ramp issues, not letting you go in there, then you got to be running around when the bear market is hot, when the bear market is low. You got to be running around looking for a bank account, hoping you can find one in time to be able to transfer your money, to be able to get on an exchange, to do all these hassles, right? You don't want to wait to the last minute. Just like you don't want to wait to the last minute of the bull market to sell and to come up with your plan. Don't wait till the last minute of the bear market to run around and try to get your cash together to be put it into the cryptocurrencies that you're looking for. Keep them in stable coins, keep them there sitting, looking pretty. And whether you're making passive income with lending on them or not, they're already parked there and you can instantly jump into a project the minute there's a hot deal.
Planning, patience. Planning, patience. Education, planning, patience. Guys, those are things that you will value very much if you continue to stay around in these crypto markets. And I do want to encourage everybody that's watching, just get yourself educated. It is so crucial if you want to make money in these markets. So guys, we love you, crypto fam. We are so glad to have you guys here. If you're not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. And if you do need more education, if you do need help game planning, check us out, debatecrypto.academy, guys. And until next time, hodl like it's hot.